From being classed as the most jacked kids in their high school, to being absolute beasts at American football, to becoming one of the most popular fitness influencers in recent times, it's clear the TrenTwins have insane genetics and are incredibly talented. However, their rise to the top of the fitness scene has been anything but smooth, as the majority of people have split opinions about them. A lot of younger teenagers love their humor and careless personalities. However, a lot of the more mature audience think they are two idiots blasting gear. So who are the TrenTwins? How did they get to where they are at now? And are they more than just your average meathead? Christian and Michael Guerra are twin brothers born and raised in Clinton Township, Michigan. Unfortunately for the pair, they never got to meet their real father, and their mother was an alcoholic, meaning they were put into a system and raised in a Catholic foster care home. They had it tough and grew up in this home for a couple of years until after, as they stated themselves, they were adopted by the greatest people ever. But that didn't stop them from witnessing shocking things when they were just toddlers.
I remember it like it was yesterday. Some of the kids or some of the things I seen, like as a kid, I can remember like clearly. Like I seen my biological mom like right before my eyes, bro.
Really?
Yeah, it was the crazy shit. Like you can't do anything because I was like 3 or 4 years old.
But even as they grew up, they couldn't escape their dark past experiences and continued having horrifying encounters.
Like I remember we went to the movies, bro, when I was a kid, like 14, 15. We walked down to the Big Lots, like literally a half mile, and it was late, and this car literally pulled up on us, bro. Like some gang members, and they looked at us and they dipped, and then right before they pulled out of the parking lot, they came back around and they pulled a gun out. They just wanted to shoot at his ass. Shot like a few bullets, and one landed right behind my head, bro.
Since the two went through so many difficult times as children, they grew an incredibly strong bond, which they described like this.
Bro, we were literally together our whole lives. We were like through everything, bro. We've always been together, and like when you go through a series of events and you always have someone by your side, like no matter what, you know you're always going to be okay because you got
that's
the other
dope.
person.
Yeah.
And now we're grown men, so we really aren't afraid of it. Like we are.
The twin brothers started lifting when they were 13, and as they stated themselves, people saw them as the most jacked kids in high school, and their friends even tried to convince them to start making content, but they weren't interested in that yet. Their focus was only lifting weights and playing football. We can see early on how dedicated and genetically gifted the two were in the gym, as from this video of them back in their junior year in high school, they were pushing 330 pounds on bench press. If you guys are enjoying the video so far, I'd appreciate if you could like, subscribe and comment. I'm trying to get to 5k subs ASAP. I'd appreciate it. Let's get back to the video. The pair also played football on their varsity team for Lakeshore High School, with their stats and highlights being accessible to the public via the Huddle website, with Christian wearing the number 3 jersey, playing as a running back and an outside linebacker, where in 2018 he stood at 5'7", weighing in at 185 pounds. During 2018, some of the statistics that were included about him were his 40-yard dash, which was 4.6 seconds, his 1 rep max bench being 315, where he could also do a 185-pound bench press for 30 reps. His 1 rep max for squat would be 475 pounds and his deadlift 450 pounds. Then Michael, who of course had pretty much identical stats to his twin brother, wearing the number 2 jersey and played as a running back and a middle linebacker, standing tall at 5'7" and weighing in at 185 pounds, exactly like his twin brother, with his 40-yard dash being 4.55 seconds, bench 335, squat 405, and deadlift 405. Now the twins were actually a pretty big deal in their local area, as they had an entire section on the news about them.
Even with the help of a program, it's pretty hard to tell Lakeshore High School's running back tandem apart. It's even harder with their helmets off.
There's not a second of the day that I'm not with him unless we have a different class.
Because Michael and Christian Guerra are identical twins.
We're mirror image twins, so I'm left-handed, he's right-handed, and we got a birthmark on the side of our head, but mine's over here and his is on this side.
After graduating high school, the twins pursued undergraduate studies at Madonna University. Christian reportedly studied a medicine course and Michael studied data analytics. Their plan heading into college was to make it pro in the NFL. However, as stated by them in this clip, things seemed different once they actually got into college.
I thought I was going to the league, bro.
And then I got to college and shit, and I'm like, damn, this shit
goals
different,
change.
yo. I love football, bro. I thought I was going to NFL.
During college, they also got many injuries from lifting and football due to the severe intensity of both sports. I mean, they were getting up at 5 AM, no sleep, straight to training, and also lifted straight after games. Their bodies simply couldn't handle all of the stress, meaning they had to drop one of their hobbies. So the brothers decided they're no longer going to play football and instead follow the path of being gym bros.
After I got injured, I just stopped because I had realized I loved lifting more. So like we just kind of just transitioned.
They would post their first TikTok on the 16th of January in 2022, where they simply posted either just clips of them lifting or funny joke kind of TikToks. As we can see from a comment from one of their TikToks back in the day, they claimed that they were natural. They also stated they chose the name TrenTwins because they knew everyone thought they were taking gear. So they knew that that name would cause controversy and gain them loads of attention so they can go viral. After they started gaining a lot of attention from their TikTok at the start of 2022, in the summer of that year they would also start posting on their YouTube, where they would receive their first viral video in November, with it being titled How to Grow a Superhero Chest, which currently sits on 1.3 million views. But with all of this newfound clout, their comments were filled with people calling them out for being on gear, with some comments that wrote, "He's not natural lol, I don't know why you guys are that naive. Tren hard. But why are you guys called the TrenTwins then?" So just a couple months after their blow up, of course, people were interested. These guys were jacked, insanely strong, and also surprisingly young. So were they natty or not?
They're called the TrenTwins. It's not sarcastic, it's not an oxymoron. They're not saying, hey, we're 100% natural, we're gonna call ourselves the TrenTwins just to be cool. No, they're actually on trend and a shitload of it.
So even though there was a lot of controversy if they were on gear or if they were natty, most people didn't care. Majority of the viewers weren't bothered if they were natty or not. They just loved the fact that there were two meatheads who were funny, reckless, and lifted heavy weights. That's all people wanted. Just entertainment and two guys who could motivate them to go to the gym. They weren't worried about all of that science nonsense. And even after all the Tren accusations and controversy, they continued growing in size, with them currently sitting on just under 2 million followers on TikTok and 1.3 million subscribers on YouTube, making them one of the most popular fitness influencers right now. People simply love the fact that they're bringing back that old idiot meathead mentality, reminding them of the classic bodybuilding era where it was all about working hard and lifting weights, with most people comparing them to the Barbarian brothers from the 90s, who were idolized during that era due to their incredible physiques but also entertaining character. So after all this controversy and rise to fame, what are the TrenTwins up to in the current day? Well, it seems like they are starting to take their lifting career seriously, no longer just meatheads who bang out weights and gear all day, as they now have hired a coach, get their blood work done regularly, and are attempting to become competitive bodybuilders. However, even with the level of popularity they are at today, they still receive a lot of hate, which is predominantly due to people thinking that their branding and the way that they act pushes and promotes the idea of taking gear to the younger generation, which they think is wrong. Even their once close friend, Alex Eubank, decided to call them out in his recent video, which he titled, "The Ugly Truth About the Fitness Industry."
I lived with the twins, and this is not me hitting on them, bro. They were my brothers at one point, and like I was with them when they were natural, and then I was with them when they first hopped on gear, and I saw the change and how it happened, bro. And even in the beginning, bro, they were taking they took fake shit, like fake steroids. Some of the stuff that they would take, like I could see it changing their mental, bro. At one point when they were, not on the right stuff. I remember Mikey became paranoid at one point, and there was a point where they literally would avoid me completely. But these kids who are watching this stuff are like, oh, I want to be like my favorite fitness influencer, who's open about promoting hella gear usage, so maybe I should do the same thing so I can end up like them.
So it seems like Alex Eubank, many other fitness influencers, and just many concerned lifters feel like the TrenTwins and many other big content creators are glorifying the use of gear, which may push young teenagers into something that could potentially ruin their life for a little bit of muscle. So as we can see, the TrenTwins have clearly cemented themselves within the fitness industry. Whether that be due to their entertaining content or controversial image, they are clearly here to stay. But what do you guys think? Are the TrenTwins just two harmless individuals who make funny gym content, or are they a bad influence on the younger generation who shouldn't be glorified?